It's a group thing. We sit together, we try to crack problems, we go seek solutions, we seek help from professors or industry experts, whoever is trying to help us or who is there to help us out. And there are people who will be helping us out in the university or outside the university through our try to understand the problems or any roadblocks or any pain points they have, and how they can cater to it better. So that is all we think about.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Sapiens podcast series, where we feature insightful conversations with professionals, students, and change makers creating impact through learning and action. I'm your host, Sarayu, and today's episode is all about exploring the world of student consulting, something that's gaining a lot of traction across college campuses. Now, as someone who represents Sapiens, I've seen a growing interest in real world opportunities, and today's guest is someone who's actively living that experience. Joining us is Sashreek Rudra, an MBA student from Mahindra University and a member of the Mosaic Consulting Group. It's a student run consulting committee. And Sashreek also brings with him prior experience as an analyst with Fortune 100 and 500 insurance consulting firms, is currently a researcher in consumer behavior. He's here today to walk us through how Mosaic works, what student consulting actually looks like, and what others can learn from getting involved in something similar. So let's dive in and welcome Sashreek to the podcast. Hello, Sashreek.
Hi, Sayu. Yeah.
So, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you? It's great to be a part of this series, and
Yes.
it's a great platform for me to talk about the consulting group we have at Mahindra University. Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's take it from the top, maybe. So, for someone like me who's heard the name of Mosaic but doesn't know what Mosaic does, how could you describe the group?
Okay, so Mosaic Consulting Group is a student-run committee at Mahindra University School of Management. So we do, we are a group of 5 people currently, and we take in clients. We don't charge them money. Uh, it's like a pro do situation where we learn from real life experiences, and they trust us to help them in achieving what they want. And plus we also have a lot of case studies and things which generally you would face in a management consulting situation if you go and prepare for consulting rounds or work in consulting sector. So most of us, we in our team, we have people who have their own startups. There is me with 2 years of experience in risk consulting. There's a person who's a vice president of the club, 6+ years of experience. So yeah, it's everyone combining is a really good team we make. So, yeah, that's all.
So you're actually doing consulting work for companies while still in college.
Yeah, right now we are working with 3 different clients. So there's this early stage startups in agri-tech firm, and then we have one in a sports management related field, and we are also working with a YouTuber. So yeah, that's all.
That's incredible and very real world. So how did
Yeah.
this even start?
So it began with few students among us when we were in, first year. We entered for our MBA program. We wanted to do something which would add value to our resumes and also would give us something which is not only like too theoretical in nature, but also, applying them in practical environment and testing out the theories which we read in books, right? Uh, so we thought of like doing few sessions, from mentors, industry leaders, few faculties who worked in consulting before. So we got to know what exactly we need to do. So we developed an SOP. We did everything possible, whichever materials we need to get, we got those things. We trained ourselves. We took help from industry experts. And then suddenly, since like a few of our members have their startups already, so they reached out to clients whom we can cater to for free. And yeah, so I mean, likewise, we started, talking to them, getting to know their businesses better, doing our research better. We have a dedicated research team for it. Yeah, and that's all. That's how it all started.
Okay, so I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that you're working with real clients. Can you give us a sneak peek into businesses, what kind of businesses you are consulting for?
Okay, so I mean, our major client right now is uh, in agri-tech. So he's a manufacturer of poly houses. So he has an problem with his operations and increasing costs in the business, since it's a small business but a heavy capital intensive business, because he needs a lot of labor, a lot of machineries. So we are planning out a way for him to, like, minimize the cost and maximize the output for him. So we've been working for like past 2 months, and we actually consulted few of our faculties who have been working with similar projects before or had similar clients before. We have a research team who is doing extensive research in this sector, trying to gather as much as information as possible. So yeah, that is one client. Second, I mean, the YouTuber we have is a client who's a very small YouTuber. He wants to grow, so we are actually studying about, like how different colors, themes, whatever, like big YouTubers use, how they affect the human brain, and how much colors to pop in at what time, at what frequencies, so that they would subscriber watch the YouTuber more. So we are studying on that. So we are helping him curate a video format and consulting him in. Yes.
Okay, so that sounds intense. How do you even begin approaching a client problem?
uh Client problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, first by we go to the clients by, like cold calling them or sending them an cold email. But most of I mean, two of our clients now, they came through referrals of our current members in the club. So it was easier for us to reach them out. Then we sit with them, we talk about the business first and the industry first they're operating, because most of the people who do a business are not very familiar about the industry they are working in. So it's very important as a consultant to go and educate them about the industry and what are the margins we are looking. Because you might be feeling that probably if you start a food truck business tomorrow, you feel like 20% margin is a very good margin for you, but the industry is averaging around, let's say, 40%. But you're doing lower than the industry, right? So you have to figure out the problems the business is facing, and how you cater to them, how you solve them, how you help them make better decisions through your consulting experience. That is what it counts. So we try to understand the problems or any roadblocks or any pain points they have, and how they can cater to it better. So that is all we think about. We brainstorm with our team. We have analysts with us. I myself come from a consulting analyst background. So we have data, hardcore data for few businesses, but most of the businesses, they don't really have hardcore data with them. So we have to rely on qualitative data. So yeah, we try to understand the problem through their lens, because it's I mean, our owner should understand its business better, right? So we directly talk to the so-called CXOs or the founders of the business, and then it's easier for us to have a perspective about the business and make help them make better decisions for their businesses. Yes.
And that sounds so impressive. And you're offering all this for free.
Yes.
Who came up with this idea of offering this for free?
So I mean, we all, I mean, since we are students, we are not like industry experts in consulting. We are not from like the big brands of the world now. So we can't charge them any money, but we also want to get some real life experiences, because no matter how many case studies you read, how many consulting case letters you read, how many businesses, whatever you do, it's all theoretical until and unless you really practice it in real life, right? So we wanted to come up with a situation where we would want us to experience all those things in real life, in real time, and also build connections in the industries, which would help us probably somewhere in future. So as a consulting business, you can't restrict yourself in, like didn't want to restrict ourselves in boutique consulting firms. So we didn't want to like only cater to a particular industry. So we wanted to be diversified enough to learn about different sectors and different industries were new to us, new for us to learn about those things. So we thought, why not reach out to everyone, whom we know, whom we think might need a help, or I mean, it wouldn't hamper them financially to take a free advice, right? So what if they really liked our idea? I mean, we would get the experience, they would get the consulting, they would get whatever problem solution they need. So that was a win-win situation for both of us. So that was the idea we came up with. So it will help both. It will help both of us. I mean, the consulting group and the business owner. So yeah, that is how we came up with it.
That was a very pretty impressive step you took there. And
Yeah, yeah.
time to ask a basic question. So, what's a case study in the consulting world?
Okay, so case studies are basically so we read about a lot of businesses, like what decisions, strategic decisions, or any financial decisions, any sort of decisions they took, and why did they take it, and what could have been better decision if not that. So we study about businesses either successing, doing successfully well, or they're failing by any key decisions they took. Right. So we try to study about the problems, the situations a particular business is facing in real world, and what the top management actually came up with a solution, like what solution did they come up with to solve that particular issue. And in a proper B school where you're having no matter whatever subjects you're studying, majorly all the caselets or case studies would be revolving around those subjects, and you have to try to figure it out through the frameworks you study in class. That which what frameworks you should use, and how should you present it well, in order to help the management take a particular decision, and then come up with recommendations about it. So that's pretty much a gist of it. There's too much in detail you have to go through, but this is pretty much all we do in consulting cases. Yes.
So, it's like solving a business puzzle, you would say.
Yes, it is. It is very similar to that.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what about guesstimates? Another world I hear floating around a lot.
Yeah, guesstimates are nothing but they are like, as the word suggests, it's like, estimates, but like you have to guess it. So it's like an open-ended statement most of the times, and you don't have raw data. So like, for example, if I give you like how many pizzas are sold in Hyderabad every day, so you might come up with any figure, but we don't look for that. What we seek out is for, how do you structure your thoughts and how do you come to an answer. Even if it's wrong, doesn't matter. We need to think. What we see in a person is how they structure their thoughts and how they come up to a particular number. We don't care if it's like completely right or off the charts, whatever. If you're justifying it enough, if you've used your logic enough, then that's all it works.
So, it's
Yeah.
not about getting the right answer, but it's about how you get there.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So, let's say someone listening wants to be part of Mosaic. How do they join?
Okay, so first thing is you have to be a student at Mahindra University School of Management, preferably an MBA. Then we do have 2 rounds for it. So what we do is basically the first round is a basic guesstimate, as we discussed before. We need to see, how the person who's coming for an interview thinks about a particular situation. We want to see that problem solving ability in them. You know, you don't have to be like great with numbers. It's good that if you are, if not, great. If it depends upon how you think. That's all. Secondly, what we do is we try to figure out at till what extent is the person aware of facts in general. But even if you're a novice in business studies, you don't know how businesses work, you don't know how proper things work, but if you can like go till like very basic concepts of it, that this is how a business is run. you know so I think that is a good start. We are looking for people who want to learn rather than knowing everything, because we ourselves don't know like everything about the consulting world. So we are looking for people who are curious enough to learn about new things which are challenging. It will be challenging. There will be a team, we'll help each other out. They have to work in teams. So if these 2 or 3 things are there present in a person, then of course they can be a part of our club.
So, what happens after you actually get into the club or committee?
Okay. So what first we did is a polishing process. So since most of them will be new to consulting, or have zero idea, zero no clue about what consulting is, so we would sit with them. We would have few sessions with industry experts, with few faculties who can take out time for us. I mean, very helpful. Or we can ourselves have some discussions about how we particularly to any client we approach with their problems, how we give them solutions for their particular problems, and basic frameworks, whatever is needed. After they are done with that, we'll probably have shadow callings, like when we are having meetings with the clients, they can shadow us, they can take notes, they can post the meeting, they might try to give their inputs. Like if the input is very valuable, then it's great. I mean, it's he or she is probably ready to take in new challenges. So that is all it. You don't have to know everything, but it's better to be a part of a club which is like majorly depending on teamwork, because we as a team, you get to learn a lot about your teammates through working through them. We have a research team, we have a case study team who prepares case studies or who circulates case studies for us to read. So if you talk to them, if you see how the work happens behind the Mosaic Consulting Group, I think that'll teach you enough you need to know for the first few weeks or the first few months, and then I think you're good enough to go and start consulting uh, uh, like small businesses or anything which you feel like you're comfortable consulting, or else you can still learn. It's not necessary that you have to be a consultant being a part of it. You can be into research, you can be into anything else in the club. We have a lot of opportunities left. Yeah.
Sounds like a full-blown consulting boot camp, but it is run by students.
Yeah, I mean, we do try to do it like that because it'll help us to help our clients better, as they say. But it's majorly about gaining experiences through living it in real life rather than just being in books and reading those. So see, we want it to be engaging enough for the club members also, to partake in such situations where they would feel like problem solvers to some other company. So that is good. They'll have their own sense of self actualization or whatever they have. That okay, fine, I'm not only like putting my time and effort in studying, but I'm also doing something in real life. So that helps us, and that helps the motto of our club. Yeah.
That's amazing. And
Mhm.
what do you think Mosaic gives its members apart from consulting skills?
uh, so as I said, first thing what we feel like is being a consultant, being anything in life. If you're a B school student, if you're any student, the first thing, if a basic human being also needs a confidence, right? So if you partake in such events, you partake in simulations. We do have simulations too. You partake in simulations, you partake in debates, you partake in all those things we do have here. You'll have confidence, a little bit more confidence than you started with before. So that is one thing we give. Second is we try to build a sense of curiosity in them. you know that you should be curious about the work you do. It should not feel like a job or a task that you should just do it just for uh, the sake of putting it in your resume or whatever. If you're generally like genuinely interested in the job or in the task or working with a team, then it's for you. So we'll give them team building activities where they can merge with the team well. So yeah, team building skill is one thing. Then confidence. Then comes ownership of work. Since you're working with real time clients, you come up with an idea. Let's say it works, or if it doesn't work, it can go either ways. So you have to take ownership about yourself and your team, that it worked or it didn't work. So you just can't just give it to someone else that I didn't do this. This person did it, so it's not my fault. You have to take ownership of your work no matter whatever field you go into. So these are the three major key things I think that Mosaic provides to the club members.
Okay,
Yeah.
so even hearing this from the outside, it's not just about consulting, it's about thinking better, working better, and also communicating better.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, as we wrap up, any final words for students who are hearing about Mosaic for the first time?
Yeah. So it's like, don't be intimidated. You don't need to have all the knowledge about consulting. Even we don't have. It's a group thing. We sit together. We try to crack problems. We go seek solutions. We seek help from professors or industry experts, whoever is trying to help us, or who is there to help us out. And there are people who will be helping us out in the university or outside the university through our alum networks or anything. So it's about enjoying what you do, learn new things, have a critical mind sometimes. That works. Mosaic is for you. If you have all these skills, if you want to learn any of these skills, Mosaic is for you. It's a space where you grow fast, like make friends, and also work. Work actually matters. So you won't feel like you're just doing it for just being a part of a club, but you would really want to work, because we have a very small team. We don't want to hire a lot of students. We only want people who really want to be a part of a community like this. So yeah,
That
that's all.
was beautifully put. Thank you so much, Sashreek, for sharing everything
Yeah,
so openly. And I feel
yeah.
like I understand Mosaic 10 times better now.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for joining me for this podcast. And it means a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day.
To everyone tuning in, if you're curious about consulting, case solving, or just want to challenge your thinking, this is your sign to be involved. Whether it's joining a group like Mosaic, entering a case competition, or just solving your first guesstimate, take that step. This is Skill Sapiens podcast series, and I'm Sarayu signing off. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and keep growing.